Okay. So I see here, I think yesterday one SID got installed. So you can see there is one SID. So yeah, you can see all SIDs, we can see it here. Okay. So one SID, yesterday one SID got installed, JAY. So, and we have the ICP already installed. So like that, the installation, we have to do that one. And also one more thing, if you want to add that system here, so you can see here, so this is the SAP logon pad, right? So just click on the new symbol, just click on the connection, then you will get it to open. Just go to the next page. Here just provide the application server name is common. Why? Because one host we can install the multiple, so SAP Windows. So what is the instance number here? If you open the MMC, instance number is the 0, SAP Windows space 00. So right, so this is the instance number 00. SID is the JAY. So then next, finish. Then so just double click it, you will get opened. So your SAP screen is opened. See here, by default, two clients are created, 000 001. So initially we don't have any user IDs. So you can use either SAP star or DDSC users. You can use it. SAP star DDSC, you can use it and you can log in. So what is the password here allocated for this one? So I'm not sure who created this SID, but this is accessible. We are able to log in here. Okay. So but actual SID is this is ours. So then we can use this one to practice the transaction codes and everything. Okay.
So password for J is JA@199.
Okay, okay, no problem. Yeah, you can ping in group, so others they will use it. Okay. So okay, let's log in then. Capital J or small?
Yes, capital J, sir.
At the rate of
1998.
okay. Okay. It's not okay. Let's start here. Okay. Yeah. So it's connecting. So initially, after installation, when you log into the system, initially it will be very slow because of you newly installed system. All programs and everything will be new. It's not compiled. All programs are not compiled. So for this one, so after installation, we have some immediate post installation steps. Immediate post installation steps. So immediate post installation SAP immediately post installation steps are SAP post installation steps after once you installed it. So these are the post installation steps. The first one, we need to check the SICK, SICK, that is called the consistency check. So consistency check whether system is correctly installed or not. We have to do that one. Then after that, we have to run the sgen. Sgen is for the so to compile the programs and so programs to compile the programs to speed up to compile the programs. So suppose compilation. So if the programs are compiled, if you run sgen, system will be very speed. If you don't run it, it will be very slow. So it will take, see here, all programs are compiling. So which means, so it will take some time. It will take some time, you will get the output. It will take some time, you will get the output. So in this scenario, what we have to do, we need to execute the sgen. Sgen is for the to compile the programs programs for speed up purpose. For speed up, for speed up purpose, we have to execute the to speed up the screens. So we have to use the compilation. So compilation, okay, compilation. So this is one of the immediate step we have to do it one. So now we got the home screen now. Okay. So after that, just go and execute the SICK in the OK code box, execute the transaction code SICK, that is called the SICK, which means consistency check. So no errors are reported. No errors are reported means system installed correctly. So then that is the one of the transaction code. Remember, then after that, go to the SGen. So SGen is for the compilation of the programs. So in one time, when after installation, we have to execute this one, generate all the programs. So just select this button, just select the components. If you go to the see the components, so if you see the components, so we did not get the output, but still it is processing. Why? Because here this is the status bar. Okay, this is the status bar. Here in the status bar, it is showing the information on timer button and compiling something like that. Why it is very slow comparing to the we have one more system ECP. In ECP, when you click on agent, fraction of seconds you will get the immediately you will get the screens. Why? But here why we are not getting here? Why? Because in ECP, we have executed the compilation of the programs that report we have executed, but here we have not executed. Here we have not executed. So these are the components are there. These are the components are available in the systems. These are the components are available in the systems. So here HR components. So you can see other components as well. So to run the SGen, you need to select continue all option selective. This is the all. This is the deselect. This is the all. Then click on the continue button. There the 161 components are selected. So just click on the continue button. Just click on the continue button. Okay. So which means 161 components will be components means collection of components are called the one SAP product version, one SAP systems. So that will be compiled. All programs will be compiled. How engine oil is very important to the bikes. So without engine oil, bikes will not give the mileage and it will not give that much of performance, right? So same as like, so you have to after installation, there is a mandatory activity. You have to run the SGen to generate load generator generation of the for compiled of programs and everything. So after your execution, system will be fast. After you pour the engine oil in the bike, so the your bike will give the maximum performance, right? Same as like, so it kind of boost up. So we have to execute the SGen to speed up the screens and everything. So we can see. See here, it is checking how many objects we have to execute this thing like that. So it is giving the information how many objects we have to. So we have to run the SGen everything. It is getting the things here. So this is the SGen area. So after installation, we have to execute this one, and we have other post installation steps as well, but those will come as part of the client creation. Client creation is the one of the important step. Then post installation, the client we have to create it. So logical system creations, logical system creation, client creation, logical system creation. Then work process adjustments, work process adjustment. So if you want, you can adjust the work process adjustment, STMS creations. Then 7, like you can the license apply, license apply. So all these things are comes under the post installation adjustments. Adjust the parameters, adjust the parameters if required. So if required, we need to adjust the some parameters, adjust it. Then parameter adjustments, we have to do that one. So these are the post installation steps. These are the mandatory post installation steps, but we'll discuss. So how to create the client logical system, work process, all these things we will discuss. Don't worry. Okay, these are the mandatory post installation activities which we have to perform it after the installation. So now we can see, so this many objects are generated. So just if you just click on it, then click on the job directly. So then, so your compilation will start in the back end. Compilation will start in the back end. This is the refresh screen. Just click on the refreshing. The compilation is active now, which means the job is active now. The compilation will run now. Compilation will run now. So what is the transaction code? So to check the work process overview. So SM50. If you see the SM50 transaction code, so you will see the local work process overview. The work process overview. SM50 is the transaction code is for the work process overview. So why we did not get are not getting the screen means here. So SGen is executing. You can see how many users, like one user, one client, they have logged in. So this number of sessions are opened. SGen is running in the back end. So out of 10, 4 are free. Out of 10, so 4 total. So 4 work process are free. Now 2 work process are free. So system is very busy now. Why? Because now SGen is running. SGen is running now. Means all the programs will be compiled in this case. Part of the step, all programs will be compiled. Once this SGen is completed, your screen will be very fast. Your system will be very fast compared to the so the TCP. This JAIY system will be very fast. Why? Because we are running the compilation, so it will be very fast. So we have to keep the system running in the back end. Okay, that is the SGen, and so these are the mandatory post installation activities. Okay, just remember these things. So, and also yesterday we have how many work process we have. Yesterday we discussed about the work process and how many instances and how many work process we have.
7.
Seven.
7.
Seven.
Seven work process, 2 instances.
7 work process, 2 instances. Okay, so
7.
7 work process. What are those 7 work process?
DVEBMGS.
Okay,
Dialogue update.
what is the
Dialogue.
Update. I'm sorry,
Dialogue.
dialogue update. NQ. Message. B means
Background.
yeah, background. Sir.
M means message server.
G means gateway.
gateway? Yes means spool.
Yes,
Server.
full.
So in the printing, in the printer
Yes,
side,
yes.
we will use the spool work process. So we talked about the dialogue work process. So what is the dialogue work process? So what exactly this dialogue work process will do?
To pick or process the request from SAP login platform.
So as I told you, right?
You can see the status.
Yeah, what I told, don't call like SAP. If you call the
SAP, SAP login pad.
Okay, SAP logon pad. So whenever user are trying to log into the SAP application, so if the dialog work process are there, immediately dialog work process pick up your request. Suppose if I double click on it, then you are getting the screen, and if you enter in password, you will log in inside of the system, right? So this kind of picking taking the user request. So simply we can take to take the user request, we need a we need a dialog work process should be free. So dialog work process are responsible to take the user request, to take the user request, to take the user request from, to take the request from user. Otherwise we can put this way, to take the request, to take the request from users. So from how users are logging, that's not a problem, but dialog work process will pick up the request, to take the request from users. To take the request means so how we have to initiate the request means in the browser. If you open the Amazon.com, immediately you will get the Amazon screen and everything. Flipkart, you will get the screen and the IRCTC, immediately you will get the screen and you will log in. Sometimes servers, yeah, sometimes servers we cannot log in. It will give like so you cannot log in and everything, right? So we will get the something like we will get the 500 internal server, or it won't take it out because of okay, in this situation server are having some issues, something like that. We have to assume it. Okay, so dialog work process, it will take the it will take the request from user and process the you not only taking process the user request as well, process the user request as well. Not only here dialog work process having two responsibilities, taking and processing. So whatever it will take the user request, then whatever the work, whatever the transaction user is executing, it will process until end of the user logout, it will process it. So that is the dialog work process. So what are the transaction codes for the dialog work process?
SM50 and SM66.
So what is the difference between SM50 and SM66?
SM50 only users check.
Local code.
Yeah, SM50 is for the local work process overview. Okay, local. Suppose if you have one application server, you can check the local work process overview. But local work process status overview means status and everything. SM66 means global work process overview and everything. So what is mean by local and global? Right, local means so only local means only one application server related, one primary application server related work process. How many are there, we can see it. Suppose if you have more than one, like 2 plus, then all those things information we can see in the SM66. SM66 is for the global work process overview. Global means all, right? So that's why global work process overview, global work process overview, we can say that global work process overview. Okay, so this is the very important. So if you see here SM50, so we can see here the work process status and everything, we can see it here. So one work process is waiting, running. So currently one user is logged in, that's why one is logging, so it's running status. So remaining under waiting status. So here we need to look only dialog work process. Why? Because dialog work process are responsible to take the user request and process the user request. Suppose if the dialog work process are not free, so not free means, so if dialog work process are not free, then what? So user cannot log into the system. Suppose here, if you see here, we cannot log into the systems. Here two work process are free here. Only at a time, two users can log in. If the third user is trying to log in, system it won't allow, because already, so out of 10, two users already logged in, means 10. So 0 free. The 0 work process are free means the user cannot log into the systems. So we cannot do anything because system will be slow. So that's the reason we need to always check the, so with the work users are unable to log in means the first we need to check whether the dialog work process are free or not. So we need to check that point. Okay, we need to check that point. Dialog work process are free or not, we need to check that point. Okay, so that's the main important point, we need to take care of that one. Okay, so that's the thing of, so dialog work process and local work process and global work process. Okay, suppose if I talk about, so dialog work process and everything, so dialog will take the responsibility of the users. Suppose, so you have some confusion, right? What is local and global? So let me draw one diagram. So this is our presentation layer where we have the SAP logon pad, everything. So this is our SAP. This is our SAP architecture. So this is our SAP application we built. So this is our database. This is our database, right? This is our database. SAP means, so this is our presentation layer, SAP GUI. Here you will log in SAP GUI, SAP logon pad. This is the SAP application server, SAP. So this is the database. So we have not touched the database till now. Okay. So here, whenever you build the SAP system, here two instances will be created. One is the, so ASCS instance, and the second one is the application server instance. Two instances will be created. So I adjusted like here and here. Two instances means one is the ASCS instance. In the ASCS instance, you have, so what are there in the ASCS instance? What work process are available in the ASCS instance?
NQ and messenger.
So message
Message
server
server.
and NQ server. So in the SAP application server, the pass, it kind of pass. So we have the remaining, right? DB, B,
Update.
GS.
B.
Right?
Yes.
So these are the 5 are there here. 5 are there here. Okay. Apart from that, so we have small dispatcher as well. Apart from that, we have dispatcher. We have the dispatcher also available, and gateway work process also available, and spool and other things also available. Dispatcher also we have available here. So we have the dispatcher, right? You can see here. Additionally, we have dispatcher as well. If you expand it, so we have the dispatcher as well. So gateway, ICM gateway already is the part of the work process. So, okay, dispatcher, ICM, get dispatcher, ICM. Additionally, it is available. Dispatcher and I will explain what is this dispatcher and ICM. So apart from that, the 7, 2 additional resources also available like dispatcher and ICM. Okay, dispatcher is available here. Okay. So, okay, now how the architecture will be, now we will discuss about, so, okay, this is the one application server. Whenever you log in, so immediately you will go to the ASCS instance, then dispatcher to dialog instance, dialog work processor, it will go. So like that, it will go to the your user request. Then your user request go to the database, it will pull the data from here, then you will get the response back to the here. But here you will open the SAP, here you will execute the one transaction code, and backend it will go to the message server, then dispatcher, then dialog work process, then database, it will pull the data from here, then it will give the results back to you. Oh, this much of things are happening in the backend, right? This much of things are happening in the backend, but we are not aware of. We are aware of, okay, you are executing the transaction code, you are getting the results. That's it, only that much of thing, right? So, but backend, just when you execute the transaction code, if you execute the one transaction code, so in the fraction of milliseconds, you will get the results from the system. How we are getting the results means this is the things we are getting it. So we can see in the bottom, we can see here symbol. You see how much response time, what is the transaction you are using, what is the user you logged in, what is the client you logged in, all the information you will get the information from here. Okay, this is the one of the architecture. So tomorrow, so you have current application server, so you have the users are increasing more, but you want to install the one more application server for this instance, then you can install the one more application server, you can install it. Then if you want to install the one more application server, you can install it. One more application server, you can install it. Like that, the number of application servers you can install it. Depends upon your business scenario, depends upon the business load. You can keep on increasing the application servers. So if you increase the application servers, here also work process like D, V, B, G, S. So name as like here also you will get the things here. Here also you will get the things here. So here also you will get the things here. So here also work process, and work process. All those things are available here. So you want to so that if whenever this application server is busy, then immediately it will take the request from the message server will perform the load balancing. To here. So you have the 4 application server equally divide the load, and it will serve the users, right? It will serve the users. It will help the user to complete their. If the one application server there, it will be load, and it will sometimes if they keep on loading, it will be down. So if you have the 4 application, remaining 3 are there, so equally it will distribute the load equally. So it will distribute the load and it will process the user request. So this way, so we can install the multiple application servers, we can install it. So you want to check the status of this work for SORU means in SM50, you can check it out. But what about this one? What about this work process? What about this application server related, this application servers related work process? So we cannot go ahead and each and every application server, we cannot go ahead and we cannot install, we cannot see the status, right? That's why if you execute SM66, that's why if you execute the SM66, then you will see the results of the all the work process. Okay. So you see, right? You got it right. You can see the work process of the all the instances. All the instances means these are the instances, all the instances. So here, all the instance related work process, you can see the overview, all the instance related overview, you can see it in the screen. That is called the SM66 is the transaction code. 50, you can only see the one applications related work process. 66, all at glance, all at once, one screen, all application servers related work process screens, you can see it. So that is the difference between SM50, SM66. You got it? Any questions from anyone? Okay. Okay, not a problem. Okay. So this is the about the exact architecture of the SAP, how it will go. So I will explain in detailed way, so how it will work so clearly. So whenever, so we have, so this is the, so just want to tell the difference between the local work process and global work process overview. That's why I draw this diagram. Okay. So here you are here, you will log in here. Here you will open the SAP login pad and you will get the SAP screen here. You will get the SAP this screen, you will get it out. From here, so from here, how you will, so what user, what application, that we don't know. Just we will go and we will execute the transaction code. So that is the functional team people. Functional team and development teams or security team, some other teams, the users, they are worried about, they will get the SAP screen and they will execute the transactions here. But our duty is, when you are executing the transaction code, what exactly happening in the systems? If you are unable to execute the transaction code, which work process is responsible? Which work process is responsible to take the user request? So like that, we have to take care of all these things, we have to take care of. Okay. So this is the normal exact architecture, but we have to discuss more on the architecture side, that will come. Okay, don't worry. So we have to come. So it depends upon the situation time, I will explain the things. If I explain more here now in itself, so you will get confused. Okay, depends upon the situation, I will explain the architecture. Okay, so now dialogue work process. So we completed the dialogue work process. So if anyone asks you what is the use of the dialogue work process means, you can select dialogue work process is responsible to take the user request and process the user request. So once that work process is completed, so that we know SM50, SM60. So what are the status of the dialogue work process? What are the status of the dialogue work process? This is one of the important question they will ask you. What are the status of the dialogue work process?
Sleepy, sleep, waiting, running.
Okay, so waiting status. Okay, wait, running. So sleep. Okay, stop. So error.
Yeah,
So private mode and hold status. Okay, these are the status. Just remember what is this. Okay, so waiting and running are the very important. Waiting means work process are free, which means waiting for the user request, waiting for the user request, waiting for the user request. Running means so something is running, some user request is running. So which means one user is logged in and he is doing the transaction. One user is logged in and he is running something. Okay, sleep, then work process are in the sleep mode. Work process got stopped. Work process in the error. Work process in the private mode. So when the work process go to private mode means when the time of, we have the one concept like work process memory allocation. That time we will get more details. So when work process go to private mode means when the work process does not have the enough memory, then it will go to the private memory. So hold status. Hold means So it will be hold for some other resources. So here just one thing want to explain here for how humans are very for humans. So food and water very important for us, right? For humans, food and water very important for us. But inside of the we have the yesterday we discussed these are also our family members. Work process also our family members. So how they are living in systems. So here how they are staying in the systems and what is the food for them, what is the water for them, right? So here CPU memory, RAM memory and CPU, or CPU is the water for them and memory is the food for them. Okay, memory is the food, like that you can remember. So if you don't have water and if you don't have memory, then how we are, so then you guys know, so you can assume. But here in the system also, if the any work process out of this work process, 7 work process and additionally 2, so any one of the work process does not have enough memory, like enough food and water, then immediately the work process will go to the stopped status, or work process system will go down, system will go down. So the memory and CPUs are very, very important for the work process. So if the system is down, the system is not responding, means definitely either water, or definitely there is a memory issue, or either there is a CPU issue. So we need to take care of these 2 things. We have to worried about that one. So that's why each column we have how much CPU response time, what is the memory it is consuming, all the information will be available here. All the information will be available here. So for us, food and water very important. So for work process, the CPU memories are very important here. CPU and memories are very important here. Okay, this is about the dialog work process. Now let's talk about the update. Okay, so are we good to discuss update? Okay, so update work process, update. So update work process is responsible to updating the records, updating the transactions into database. Whatever the user did the transaction through dialog mode, so that update records will be updated into DB level tables. So in this case, update work process is responsible. In the name itself, updating the records into DB level, updating the records into DB level, updating the records into DB level. So update work process. Okay, update work process is responsible updating the transactions, updating the data into DB level. So for updating, we have to use 2 transaction codes here. Here also we have the 2 transaction code, SM30 and SM14. SM13 and SM14 for the update. SM13 is response to check if any failed update records are not, we can see in SM13. So in SM14, so we can see status of the update. Update means whether the active or deactive, we can see. If it is the active, it will start updating the data into DB database level. But if the update is not active, then definitely your updates, everything will be failed in SAP level. So you cannot see that what transactions is committed or not. Okay, this much of work will be do the update work process, updating the your user transactions into database level, updating the user related transactions into DB level, update work process, updating the data, updating the transactions into DB level. That is called the update work process. Right? You got it? Let me start here. See, SM13 means here you will see the update. So just check it out if you have any failed updates or not. So just click on the execute button. This is the execute button. Okay, this is the execute button. Just click on it. You will see 0 update records found, which nothing is failed. We want to see the previous one. Just choose that from date. You want to see nothing is failed in the systems. So when it got failed, whenever you are, nothing is failed here. Okay, nothing is failed. So which means everything is green. So go to the SM14. Here you can see the update is active. Just if you want to deactivate, you can deactivate it. If you want to activate, if you want to activate it. If you want to okay. So here you can see update got activated and deactivated. If the update got deactivated, the user we can the update normally update responsibility is to process the user request, user related request. So user records. So in the dialog will process the user request. Then after that, the user did any transactions, anything, there is a transaction ID, transaction, some records will be generated. That records update will pick up that records and it will process into the DB level. That kind of work will be do the update work process. Suppose I have deactivated the update. Now I'm going to the system. So just I want to create something here. Just I want to do something here. Just want to say, so I'm doing the one transaction or one setting I'm doing here. Just whenever the click on, so the assignment is applied here. So this is the SAP level, not the database level. You can go to the SM13 here. You can see the field updates and everything. We can see it. So apart from that, just to go to the SU01. So this is for the user creations, right? User creation. So suppose I'm trying to create the one user, but it won't process it now. Why? Because I'm doing the something here. It's not, it will not process here. It will not save and it will not process because here update is deactivated. I have deactivated the update here. So whenever you click on the save button, it won't process. See here, update is delayed, waiting. So it will wait it. Now you can go ahead and see the, now you can see the data is stuck in the update level. If you go to the SM13, just click on this button, you see the data is got stuck in this one. So for this user, for this client, for this time, one of the transaction you are executing, but data got stuck here in SM13. Why? Because your update is not active to updating the your data inside of the table level. So your update is got stuck. So suppose, so now we got the update got stuck, right? Update, why? Because why it got stuck means I have deactivated the update work process. If you go to the SM14, the status of the SM14, so I have deactivated the update work process. I have deactivated the update. So it will not process. So you logged into the system, you are executing the transaction, but it's not processing. Why? Because your update got deactivated. So because you will get this screen, loading screen. You are getting the, your transaction is getting loaded. See, transaction is getting loaded. So it is not processing. You can see the updates, failed updates records here. If you go to the SM13, you will see the failed update records and everything here, right? So failed update records and everything here. Now take the one more session you can take it. Now go to the SM14. Okay, now just activate. If you, whenever you activate immediately, whenever you activate the system immediately, so immediately your transaction will be processed. See here, immediately your transaction will be processed here. The transaction will be processed here. I have activated the update. So now we can go to the update screen here. Just click on the refresh button. Now it's gone. It's gone. So nothing is there. 0 is found, which means so that the record saved into the database level. So it's processed. The update work process processed. Now whatever you've done the transaction user created. So that got created. Whatever you're doing the transaction, that is the user is getting the created, which means that transaction got created. So the transaction successfully processed. So how previously why it took some time, now why it got processed? Because of your updates, update work process. Update work process is responsible to update the records. The name itself, updating the records, user records into DB table level, database level, it will update it. Okay, database table level, it will update it. That's why we have to worried about, we have to check the status and field updates or anything or not, we need to take care. So this is our responsibility. As part of the daily monitoring, we have to go to the SM14 and we need to check whether the update is active or not. If it is deactivated, definitely user cannot save any transactions. Sometimes due to system issues or some memory issues, what happens, update will automatically will go to the deactivated. So then, but we have to activate it as part of the daily monitoring. So that's why we need to check the update status. Update is active or not. We need to check this one. And SM13, we need to find out the any failed update records are available here. Here nothing is there, which means all updates are so updating into table level, database level. So we no need to worry about that one. Okay, this is about the updates. Okay, SM13 and SM14 are the are for the updates. Okay, got it? Any questions from anyone regarding the updates? So DV, in the DVEBMGS, D completed, V completed. So these two completed. So shall I go ahead and explain the NQ, or will you guys practice?
We will practice.
Okay, so you got it right. What is mean by update work process and dialog work process? You need to practice it. So you need to practice these two, and you need to practice these two. Two, you have to practice it very well. So Monday I will ask the questions, but you have to practice it very well on these two. Okay, dialog and update. So what and all things you are seeing in the dialog and update. So one more thing, if you are not, so by default you will get the different theme. So if you want to get this type of theme, so in the SAP login pad, if you go to the here in the board top, this is a icon. In this icon you can go to the options here, visual design, theme setting. Just you can change the theme setting to the SAP signature theme. So it will be very effective. Standard theme, signature theme, you will get it out. Otherwise, normally all your guys are using the, I think, Bilage theme, I guess. You guys are using the Bilage theme. So which means it's very new. So you can use the signature theme. If you can use the signature theme, just apply and save it. Okay. Then just close the browser, close the window and open it. Then you will get the this type of window. Okay, all screens, everything. It will be very good, nice signature theme. This is a SAP signature theme. So, but the themes are different. But we are working. So same transaction code, same thing will work. Okay. So you can just work it out this one. Okay. So that is your wish. If you want to change your theme or if you want to keep it like this only, that is your wish. If you want to change, so the procedure is just to go to the SAP login pad. This is the icon here. You can see that this is the top. This is the icon here in this icon. So options, theme setting, visual design, and theme setting. Change this to the signature theme. It's very good theme. Normal, I prefer this theme. Okay, so this is the one. So this is the SAP systems. One more thing, when you want to stop and start the SAP system, just click on stop button. Here it will ask the user ID and password, right? So whenever it is asking the user ID and password, here we need to enter the SID, EDM and password. That is the operating system user ID and password. I think our password is London 2023 or something like that. We can use that password, that user ID and password. So whenever, so just to open, whenever it is asking the user ID and password, right? Just you can the SID ADM. So it is means JAA ADM and password. So password means, so you can enter it. So like that you can enter the password, you will get the things, everything is will be work. Okay, so that's right. You can use it, or you can use the one common user ID and password also, that is fine. So one common user ID, anything like either any SID ADM. With SID ADM we have to view the things here. Okay, at the SID ADM we have to view the things here. So that's why we can use any password. So now I got it, right? The screen I got it now. So here also we can see the work process table. Here also we can see the all the work process are running, waiting. Here also we can see these things. But some companies they don't have the so MMC. That's why so you have to use the SM50 and SM66. You have to use it. Okay. So this is the so dialog work process and update work process. So please practice this weekend. Utilize the weekend time. So please practice it. Then just only concentrate on the logging to the SAP system, practicing these things. Why? Because as part of the daily monitoring in your organization, you have to practice this all these things. You have to practice and you have to monitor it. So this is very important. Okay. So this is the thing you have to do. Okay, anything left? I think the people already in the systems monitoring. Okay, please practice it. So practice is very important. Okay, so thank you guys.